This is a Ware County Board of Commission call meeting Thursday, July 30th. Before we get started, I'm gonna do a roll call. Mr. Burse.
Present.
Mr. Tindall.
Here.
Mr. Lucas. Mr. Cox.
Here.
Cheers here. Okay. Before we get started, I've asked Miss Commissioner Tindall if he would lead us in prayer.
Let's pray. Dear God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for giving us this opportunity to come in here and to help govern the Ware County, and so Lord, we just thank you for that. Thank you for giving us wisdom, giving us the right direction. Help us to be good stewards of everything that we have in this county. And Lord, we thank you most of all for your Son Jesus who died on the cross for our sins. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I hear a motion to approve the agenda.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Got a motion and a second on the agenda. Any discussion? Let's vote on it. Mr. Burse.
Aye.
Mr. Tindall.
Aye.
Mr. Lucas. Mr. Cox.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Okay, we don't have a guest speaker for today, so the agenda items, we're gonna move on to A, discussion of the 2026 millage rate. Now, what this is about is to discuss what the millage rate, what we can do, what we can't do, and what we need to do. It's all kind of ways, really.
And give staff direction so we know what way we need to go as far as public hearings, and so there won't be no vote to adopt anything other than just giving us directions which way to go, but no official vote to adopt it.
Yeah, we're not gonna adopt, we're not gonna vote on it, we're just gonna discuss it. Okay. Roger, would you come up? Talk to us about it. I know you found a lot of money that we don't, so we can roll it back.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. The rollback rate is 11.419. That's down from 11.502. That's the current rate. With that, and with the new growth, it is
Wait now, you said it's right now at what, 11 point?
11.502.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Put my papers in reverse.
Okay.
And that will get the county for new growth, $1,185,815 over last year, and that's from new growth. The assessments, the 40% assessments went up $99,282,721. And the exemptions went up $90,483,190. So the difference is $8,798,541, and that's for the values, like commercial properties and stuff like that. That's the difference that went up. That and the new growth. The new growth is the industrial, the commercial. It's also, you got houses that were sold that were homesteaded, and they were sold last year, and this year they don't have homesteads. So you get them at fair market value instead of their frozen value. So that's the difference. I'm gonna recommend the rollback rate, 11.419. But, I was asked to do the numbers for a half a mil and a mil increase. The half a mil is going to give you, that's 11.919. That's going to give you $1,810,934. And the 1 mil would be $2,436,053. I always recommend a rollback, but I'm not in y'all's shoes. I don't know what county's budget and all that stuff looks like, so that's where you have to make y'all's decision.
Roger, is that when you did the, on the rollback now? On the, new values, we went back and had all of the appeals. Is that in that?
Yeah, but no, it's in there.
So you,
Yeah,
it's been
these numbers,
removed.
the appeal, we still have some appeals. I don't know how many, really can tell you about how many appeals we got, but we don't meet the threshold where we can't not go ahead and do the millage rate.
Mm-hmm. But that's already been pulled away from that, so we're still at the 1,000,008.
Yes.
Yeah, 1,185,000. Okay. Now y'all have any more? Y'all got anything?
Well, okay, so right now, based on your, well, like I say, your recommendation, but the ultimate decision gonna be left up to us on this board as to go at the rollback rate, which is 11.419.
Yeah.
Okay, versus going up or leaving it like it is.
Well, I'm a taxpayer first, and I'm always going to go with rollback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, but I'm not in y'all's shoes. I don't know what the numbers look like coming into the county. And, fix it, go against the budget, the revenues and streams, and that's where y'all think y'all do.
Okay. Well, I know right now, especially, I'm just gonna say with the climate we in right now, there's just so many uncertainties. I'm talking about from a world perspective, and prices going up and everything. And that's the thing I guess I'm most concerned about is what's down the road for us as a county, i.e. diesel fuel. I just use that for an example. And the biggest for our fleet and stuff runs off diesel fuel. Well, if those prices keep going up and up and up, that's going to impact this budget. I mean, our budget overall.
Yep.
And so we got to be prepared to really try to either have some contingencies in place for that, or hopefully maybe it'll go the other way. It could go opposite, but we don't know that. It's just like I said, when we got into the budget, it's kind of like we're shooting in the dark. We shooting as best we know how, but we don't know what's out there. And like I said, I'm a taxpayer too in the rollback. That's my understanding. That's the position I've pretty much taken since I've been on this board. If it merits a rollback, that we do it, And I think that's just been my position, But like I said, it's just so many things out there.
I do want to say that this year we're going to get the homestead is going to have the HDRG. The state's going to pay on the first $18,000 of their homestead. So you will be reimbursed if we do this in time. They allocated money, and then they're not allocated enough for all the counties as a first come, first serve. So for the county resident, the overall amount coming off their tax bill would be around $500, and the city will be around $725.
So they'll basically just deduct that from the tax.
Yeah, that's going to be deducted from the tax bill, and then I got to submit HCRG grant to get the money back. And like I said, it's first come, first served, so that's the reason why that.
Yeah. Do you know what that figure could be? I mean, is it total? It would hurt us. I mean,
It was a couple $1 million back in 23.
but then the state gonna give it back to us if we
Yeah,
get.
well,
if we-
the
sorry.
state issued a check. I had to go pick it up for everybody and split it.
Okay.
But keep in mind, what he's saying there is that comes off, up front.
Yeah.
And then if you don't make it in time,
You
then
could
that's
lose it.
another 2 million you're gonna eat.
Yeah.
If they run out of money.
So
And I
you're
think
saying
that's
if we
the
do
option
it in
they gave.
time, do what? I need some more explanation on.
Passing the millage rate,
Oh,
getting the millage rate passed.
I got you.
Yeah.
And that's money that we're not getting, but the state's gonna give us.
Well, that is a part of, say your home.
Mhm.
You say you're paying $1,500 for taxes in the county. You would only pay, your tax bill would only be like $1,000 this year.
But the county would still get the money because they're getting it from the state.
If we get this passed in time and I can get the HCRG grant to them.
Okay.
Because they only passed like $844 million. And that's not enough money to cover all 151 counties.
So if we don't do or if we do the rollback, like we have done in the past, you can move forward with this now.
Yeah, I can move forward just as soon as I get the digest approved.
Okay, when can we vote on it then?
So if you give us direction today to roll back, I think earliest we can vote on it will be August the 20th.
Is that
Oh.
Wednesday?
August 20th.
Like you can vote on Wednesday.
Or August 19th.
Okay.
So, cause you have to advertise, and then 7 days after it runs in the paper, you gotta have your public hearing. And then 7 days after the public hearing, you can have your adoption. Or on that 7th day.
Okay.
So when you advertise, say you advertise next Wednesday, you can advertise the hearing and the adoption meeting. It can be done at the same time.
We can do it the
One
same
after
day.
another.
That's not what they told me last year.
When we looked up the law.
Can't do it on the same day.
So they told us we had to wait a move for it.
Had to have a week.
But if we can do that, then we'll do it. I mean,
Okay.
Now I'm getting confused. If we roll it back, we still got to go through all that?
you still have to have a public hearing and an adoption, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have to.
But if you don't roll it back, you got to have 3 public hearings and adoption.
Yeah, well, you don't have to, do not have to have a week in between the adoption hearing and your hearing
If it's a rollback,
if it's a rollback.
so the other must have been just for.
That's our tax increase because it does automatically whether or not they pay it or not.
Anymore.
So Jane, right now as it stands, if we did the rollback, we're gonna be pretty tight on the budget, right?
Yes, sir. We'll have to hold tight and
Hold tight.
hunt for some
Okay.
monies.
And I know last year we got some money that from not Hurricane Helene, but the one before that time that we weren't really,
From Debbie,
but that we weren't really expecting, I guess.
right.
And so hopefully,
And we should have some more hurricane money coming, because, forgot what Mr. Daniel, he sent out that, that's where they were gonna do 75-25. They bumped it up to 90, is that right? So 90-10, so we'll get some more money, and I'm not sure what that amount is, but
which could go right into our general fund, right?
yes, sir.
That could be how far.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, it seems like to me right now, our best approach right now as it stands, is to just go with the, rollback, which is not a whole lot different from the current amount that we're paying right now, but go with the rollback. And, which I'm pretty sure the manager already knows, make sure all the departments and department heads and everybody tighten their belts, you know, as best they can. Cause we still want to try to provide a certain level of service in this county and not, you know, neglect that for the sake of just, you know, saving a few dollars, but we want to try to keep the services the way they are. And we also included in this budget a COLA increase for our employees, which I think was well deserved. So just have to try to roll the best we can with it.
I think the same thing, Mr. Burris. I would like to, let's roll it back and see at the end of the year, you know, how things have went. We may have to do something different next year. Even though we may have to put in a less few pipes here and there somewhere, we have to cut back on putting in cross drains and stuff like that. And, cause like some services we can't cut, like EMS and fire and sheriff, you know. But in order to get things rolling, I think we need to go ahead and roll it back and try to live with it. And if we can't, we'll have to do something different next year.
And we can, you know, we can make a big dent in the deficit, but I've got to have the department heads buy in. They've got to do it, and then they've got to get their staff on board.
Right.
That's what I was. Have you met with all the department heads to see where they may could cut?
We did a meeting after the last meeting, and I explained to them that we need to hold tight on our budget, but we haven't actually sit down and had another meeting. But we will have another meeting next week to say where we can cut. And
I know in the past, you know, we've had to do that, but which I know they're not a lot that can be cut out of it, you know, but they are some that can be
and
cut.
you know, some of the things I've discussed with them is, you know, if you're not required to go to training, if it's not required to see continuing education credits, then let's read about it or send one and not send the whole group.
Yeah.
Those things, you know, don't just ride looking. I mean, you wait for stuff to come in and then just kind of be reactive rather than proactive in some areas. Save on some fuel.
And I understand I'm cutting my own throat because when I call you and need a pipe replaced somewhere, I expect it to be replaced, but that may have to change if we do this. We have to do the best we can until we do better.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I think this is one of the things that falls pretty much on the shoulders of the manager. One of his duties and responsibility is to, you know, oversee the day-to-day operation, and that would include, you know, getting with the department heads and letting them know how crucial this is, you know, that we do what we can to try to save here and there, you know.
Right, and we've already started reduce the pipe replacement from what we were doing. So,
and also the grass mowing, aren't we gonna have to start back doing that after this year?
Yeah, next year you'll start mowing that big route again. So that
So that's gonna cost.
I forget how many miles it is, but the bigger roads. But a lot of that you can actually do with the batwing, I believe, because it's rural roads. So it won't take as many. You know, you don't have as many mailboxes and driveways to go around.
Do you think we can save money by doing it ourselves like that?
I think so.
If we don't have to buy the tractors.
Sir?
Have we still got the tractors?
We've got
we've
tractors.
we've bought new
everything.
tractors.
Yeah, we haven't gotten rid of any of our tractors.
No.
So, as a matter of fact, we hadn't gotten rid of any equipment, even though we bought more graders. We haven't surplus any of the older graders out. Just
That's something that we might can look at, maybe getting rid of, you know, one or two of them if we're not using them. You know, I know it's kind of hard to get rid of something.
Yeah, we've been looking at those. I know they've been trying to hold on to them, just because the graders are going down.
Yeah.
And they got so many hours, so just having a spare so they don't have to lose on a route. But I mean, we can always do that.
I would really didn't want to get rid of, you know, none of them right now because we're having to keep up the Lottie Tatum Road, and then we're gonna have to keep up this other road at Bickley. You know, it's gonna have to be graded about every other day. So, with that said, I've been getting a lot of good comments about the Lottie Tatum Road, about us keeping it, you know, or the people keeping it up, where the people can get
Mr.
by.
King's going out on the weekends as well and looking and making sure that it's staying passable, because we did have they were log truck, or logging in there, and they were beating out the road pretty bad.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to say that I originally came in here today thinking that I was going to be advocating for an increase and not just, I mean, I was going to probably just sit there and say, well, if we're going to have to take a beating on doing an increase, we'll just go ahead and do a $500,000 increase and bite the bullet as far as the lynching mob that would come in. But, you know, I also believe that, you know, I run a business myself, and I know that we can all sit there and say, man, there's nowhere we can cut. There's nowhere we can cut. There's always somewhere we can cut.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that we can make some adjustments, and with the information that Roger's provided with us, you know, I can agree that we can tighten our bootlaces and hold tight at least for one more year. It does concern me that our approved budget is about $1.6 million over what we've projected to bring in as far as revenue. And so that's a good bit of money that we got to figure out. And I agree that, you know, department heads and the staff are going to have to get on board on this thing and kind of help us, you know, stand behind this as far as not doing it, not doing an increase. We're trying to keep that money down on the, you know, that burden off the taxpayers, but it's not going to be, I don't foresee it being an easy thing. And so, you know, department heads that are in here just know that, you know, there's going to be some things that we just going to have to shake our head and say, no, we can't do that, you know, and there has to be an understanding that, you know, we're not doing it because we're trying to just, you know, scrimp and get by with the least amount of things. We're just trying to keep the burden off the taxpayers. You know, we are seeing some growth around our county, and, you know, and hopefully over the next couple of years, we'll see more growth, and that these numbers will kind of take a good turn and we can see some better revenues coming in. So as it sits right now, I'll go for a rollback.
And James, I would like to say maybe once every quarter, y'all give us an update on how things is running, you know, and if that way we can kind of tell what we're gonna have to do next year. So
Roger, off the top of your head, when was the last time that the county even increased the millage rate? It's been years, I know,
2016,
2016, so,
it's went down over 4 mils since 2016.
okay, so if I still remember my math, that's been about 10 years, right?
It's
That
reduced
we have not went up, we've decreased the millage rate.
We hadn't increased it.
It's reduced 4.175 mils since 2016. In 2016, it went up. In 2017, since 2017, it's went down. So,
And I know sometimes people may say, well, maybe just go on up on it and do what you need to do, but I always bear in mind that whenever we go up, it's impacting our citizens. You know, it's not just, we just pulling some money out the air, you know, but it's somebody's gonna pay for that, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's why we're kind of doing a delicate balancing act here.
I'm like Commissioner Tindall, I was sort of leaning that way because I know we're kicking the can down the road.
Mm-hmm.
We really are, but and if we keep kicking it down the road, it's gonna fill up with sand, and it's gonna be hard to pick
hard
up.
to kick.
Gonna be hard to kick.
And
Gonna
it
break
ain't
a toe.
gonna be
I
good.
agree with you.
Well, unless you kick hard enough.
But I'm 100% for a rollback. I don't want to pay no more taxes. But I also know that we do have to operate. And but I'm for the rollback.
So right now, Mr. Chairman, if I'm understanding everyone, right now, the consensus pretty much, we're in agreement, all of us, to do the rollback. And have just department heads and manager, he know what to do from this point on, you know. And then Roger can, you know, work his magic, get this money, reduce it down a little bit more, you know.
And then that'll be another burden off the taxpayers.
Right.
Right.
So
Mr. Chairman, I was the same way when I came in. I had looked at the figures, and I said there was no other way, that
Yeah.
we was gonna have to raise it, but Roger changed my mind, so.
Yeah.
We'll blame it on him if it don't work out.
And
I'm just
yeah,
teasing.
him and the manager both is, talking to me about it, and I think that they say it'll work, so.
We just have to make it work this year
Yeah.
somehow. We'll
Yeah,
just
yeah.
have to cut
And I think we can, and I don't think anybody will do without, and I don't think it'll hurt that much. I think everybody can probably live with it, roll it back.
Right. No, I mean, I think we can live with it. I just know this, when, a couple of years ago, we made some, cuts at my business, and the biggest thing we did, we didn't have to cut service, we didn't have to cut quality. We just been, a supplier. We'd been buying from the same supplier for 10, 15 years. Nobody ever looked to see if the prices were great. Then you go out and you find somebody that can supply the same thing for 20, 25% less than what you were paying. And so just things like that, that can make a huge difference. And, and then also watching hours,
All right.
employee
Right.
hours,
Exactly.
yeah.
and so we just gotta do those kind of things. And I feel like if we can tighten up those, then we can, work this budget out. There ain't but two ways to, get out of debt or get out of a deficit. You gotta either bring in more money or spend less.
Right.
And so anywhere we can spend less, let's do it.
And Mr. Chairman, I think except for maybe one day I've been up here every day with James, with Beverly, just trying to look at all the different scenarios to try to see how best we could do it. And right now, this seems like gonna be the best option right now. It's just to go with the rollback.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to say too that, I know we bought some equipment and some vehicles, but all that money's coming out of the SPOS money.
Gosh.
And, we take the SPOS in and it's there to spend on what we've appropriated it for. And that's, we've not bought any vehicles out of the general fund money, so it all comes out of SPOS.
That's a good point there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
also with that, when we replace vehicles, I've gotten with a couple that we're not, if outside of public safety, sheriff, EMS, fire, we're not gonna have just vehicles sitting around. We'll have a few spares, but we're not gonna have old relics just to hold on to old relics. Right? I mean, let's get them gone. If we hold on to them, we're gonna have to keep insurance on them, because if we don't, we'll mess around and somebody will be driving it, it'll be on the road without insurance. So it's best that if we don't absolutely need it, then we go ahead and surplus as we replace them.
James, you will get a letter from the Department of Revenue if you take the insurance off the car and you drive it.
We got them before. That's what I'm just saying.
Like I said, I'm for the ones we don't need. If we can't pass them down and we need to get rid of some of them, get them off the insurance.
Well, when they're surplus, they come off insurance.
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta, and like I said, when we start looking at this, we got maybe one or two departments that maybe need use of a vehicle, maybe not a brand new one, but that they could use. And I think we need to take and also make sure we try to take care of that need if we can.
We're trying to keep one that we can we used to have one that will float to different departments. And that way you take it off the burden of the airport and of those cars and the assessors on theirs. Of getting those loaned out. But we're trying to have one that we can use as a floater if 911 needs to go to training or whatever for a new staff member, that they can get that car and go to training, or so we don't have to pay miles and so forth.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think that's something we need to keep that in consideration before when we start making that move.
That's what we're trying to do. So
I know there's probably some things that we're gonna have to spend some money on to save some money, and I think we had agreed to buy the tire thing for the county. And
Yeah,
I
tire
think
check.
that, we approved it. I mean, that, he approved it. We could save money by doing it.
Right.
Yeah,
And
right.
it saved us tremendous amount of money. So some of them things will still have to come in effect.
Right.
And that's one thing that I've got to get with Jennifer, our attorney, and look through our referendum and make sure that that's something that can be bought with SPOS dollars.
Okay.
Because if not, it's $60-something thousand. Is that what it was? $82,000. I can't remember. We threw around so many numbers. $82,000, I think, was the final number. So we need to take it out of SPOS if we can.
Okay.
You know, since you mentioned that about the time machine and all, and I think that's something that should be incumbent upon, you know, department heads to look at for ways that they can save money in their departments, just like the maintenance director right there, Mr. Meadows. Even though we may have to make a little capital investment to get it, but in the long run, it's gonna save us money.
Right.
Not only money just from the repairs, but also the convenience of a vehicle not being down for an extended period of time, because we got to rely on someone else to, you know, fix the tire or whatever.
Well, that's the whole deal with the lease programs as well.
Yeah.
With some of the equipments.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
what time? I'm sorry. What time do you want to meet on the? Have a public hearing on the 13th? Because I hate to say this in front of Roger, but he was right. We'll have to. We can have the public hearing and adoption at the same time. We want to get some little grease to put and get them out the doors. But
Yeah.
what time do y'all want to do it? In the morning, or you want to do it afternoon hearing and then adoption, or?
I'm gonna have to get back with you on that. I think I left my
That's on the
phone
13th.
and calendar in the truck.
On the 13th.
Well, let me say that about adoption. If the school is the last word, what they said, that they're gonna do a rollback. I'll find out when they're gonna pass theirs,
So we have to accept.
and
Do both
because
same
y'all
time.
have to meet to accept theirs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be the best time to do adoption and acceptance is at the same time.
Right.
Oh, well, wait till they do theirs.
So we'll go ahead and have our public hearing, and then
Yeah.
we'll just wait on them to do both. Is that what you're saying, or just do the public hearing all at the same time?
With,
So,
so I'll reach out to them today and find out what they're gonna do.
So that date is not set in stone 13th.
No, it's
No.
not set in
Okay.
stone.
No, for the
Public hearing. Yeah,
It is.
we can have it on the 13th.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can have the
and then
hearing.
we'll just do the adoption the same day as we do the acceptance of
Yeah.
school board. Is that okay?
I just have to look like say check. and
I
see
need to
what-
verify my number, my
13th.
calendar, but I should be okay.
Let's see, the 13th.
And that'll be the public hearing
That's
for
on
what time?
Thursday.
No, 12.
Huh?
12.
I'll do it on the 12th.
You advertise on Wednesday, you can have the hearing on Wednesday.
Okay, so we can do it on the 12th or the 13th. I always use 13th because that's usually the best day for them to meet. It has been.
I'm just saying,
That'll be the public hearing for the
adoption of.
Mhm.
adoption of the millage rate.
What day of the week is that?
The 13th
The
is on
13th,
Thursday,
Thursday.
the 12th is on Wednesday.
Okay, if
We
it's
just
on a
don't need to
Wednesday,
waste no time where
I
he
can't
can
do
get
anything
the
until after lunch.
thing rolling where we can get that money.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
We want you to get that money from
I
the
can do it
state.
Wednesday, but it'll have to be in the
You get that
afternoon.
$500 deal from
And you
everybody.
say the 13th, we're doing on the 13th.
We need
Oh,
that
well-
$2 million things.
John, Commissioner Tender says that he can do Wednesday in the afternoon if y'all want to do Wednesday in the afternoon.
Or if you'll give me 5 minutes, I'll run to my truck and get my phone, look at my calendar and tell you.
We got some more items to go through, so.
Okay. Well, y'all talk
So
about
it's
it.
12th or the 13th.
Okay.
Okay.
13th will be
Oh,
better?
Lord, I might not be.
I don't know. I just probably have to look and see. I just play it by ear, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Good with
We'll
me,
figure
either
it out
day.
and I'll contact all of them.
Either day's good with me.
Either day be out with you.
Y'all have any more questions for me?
Uh,
Well, I will say that In 24, people thought the taxes went up because the state paid the HCRG in 23. That will be something that we gotta look forward to next year. But it's just, they're not realizing the state's gonna pay them. And the other thing is, they changed the sales tax. It was from a floating local option sales tax to a PTR loss. That's property tax relief local option sales tax. And what that does is allows the voters to put in a penny, or even, you can put in a half cent, or you can put a penny. And all that money goes to the homesteaded properties first, and wipes as much taxes as it can. From the numbers we had, it said that it would probably knock out everything. And that was last year's number. This year is over $400,000 more that the county used for the local option sales tax. So, if we can get that and they vote on that and they pass, they can end up not having a tax bill for the homestead. On the homestead, that's the house and the land, well, the house and 5 acres. But they would still have a tax on any outbuildings or anything like that. And that would be next one.
And that last year didn't pass, did it?
No, it didn't.
And
There was 38 that voted on it, and we were one of 4 that didn't pass it.
4 counties that didn't pass, the rest of them passed it.
And they're reaping the benefit of it this year. I know it's, I've been told that by business owners that the 9 cent hurt them and all this stuff. But when we was in at 9 cents, our sales tax kept going up every year. I was told that they're going to Brunswick and all this other stuff. Well, I couldn't tell them sales tax because it was increasing every year. And they're not going to, I would rather spend my money and pay part of my sales tax through the year than pay it all at once.
Right.
So I'm saying that's an option. And it goes to the homesteads first. And if any money's left over, it's then spread out through everybody else's properties. And it's different from the loss. The local option sales tax will still be in place, and that rolls back to everybody's.
And that was the biggest pushback on it, was that people that didn't say own home say, well, we basically subsidizing them and we're not getting anything out
No,
of it.
the reason why they pushed back is they said it would hurt their sales. But it was not, they would get the benefit of the last year on the loss. But the PTR loss, they wouldn't get the benefit unless it pays for all the homestead.
Yeah. For businesses, it would have been better for everybody to go with the floss.
Yeah, it would have. Because it would have lowered everybody's taxes, the personal property, real property, everything.
Roger, you know which 4 counties didn't pass it? You remember?
No.
What county was it?
Okay.
And I will say this, that I had business owners, they were fussing, and I seen it online because I didn't bother. I called them up and tell them it was wrong, and I explained to them. And they were under the impression that would be just extra money coming in that the county could use for whatever they wanted to. And I was telling them, no, it's not that way. It's coming in, it goes off the property taxes. You can't do anything about that. You can't stop that. I said, oh yes, the numbers come to me, and that's where it gets rolled back. So, just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Getting their misinformation, getting them informed.
That seems to be a big issue, is that, nobody recognizes it since 2017, this millage rate's been coming down every single year.
Yeah.
even though the cost of doing business is going up. And it goes, cost of doing business for businesses goes up, but it also goes up for the county as well.
Yeah.
And so, and then when we do something like wanting to put the floss out there, that's gonna, again, reduce the burden on the taxpayer and across the whole board, not just residential, but commercial, industrial, everything across the board. You know, of course, we get looked at as we're the crooks that are lining our
Hey.
pockets.
Yeah, and
You know.
you're gonna use that money to spend on whatever you want to. and
Exactly.
It's not gonna roll back to taxes.
We're gonna increase our salaries, you know, to
Yeah.
$100,000 a year or something like that.
Yeah, but those numbers come to me and I'm the one to reduce it off the millage rate.
Right. Exactly. And I've tried to tell people the same thing whenever we were doing that. It's like, listen, that money is earmarked. It is dedicated for this specific thing. Does it come into our budget? Yes, but it's also at the same time, it's coming off of your tax burden.
Yep.
So between the floss and the last one, the hot loss, which one would the floss would have been the better
The
option?
floss would have been a better option for everybody,
Right.
but now it's done away with. They passed the PTR laws, the state did, and they done away with the floss. So the counties that voted the floss in, they still have that. But the ones who don't has option of doing the PTR laws. And like I said, that's a half penny or a full penny.
Right.
So the ones that pass the floss, once it's going through its 5-year, then they don't get to vote it back in, or can they, since they
No,
started
they can't
it?
vote it in, they'll have to vote PTR laws.
Okay.
And when can we put, if we decided we were gonna do that, when can we put that on the referendum?
It can,
Yeah, that ask Mr. Nelson.
How fast could we put that on a referendum to,
Are you talking about a splot?
or the,
The PTR laws. It's either November.
be March.
I know, March is the first date in 27 that you would have a special election.
And you said that the earliest that y'all would have to have a meeting would have to know about the 4th, right, next Tuesday, if they wanted it on this year. But they'd have to have meetings with y'all would have to have meetings with the city and work that numbers
Yeah.
out.
November is too late.
Yeah.
There's no way to worry. March is the first date in 27 that you would hold a special election.
yeah. So if it passed in March, when would we start being able to collect that?
April 1st.
Okay.
It'll start collecting April 1st, and it will come off the taxes the following year. So yeah, it's
For
like
the
the loss.
28
It
taxes.
goes from January 1 to December 31. And then they send me the number and we gotta take that off for next year. So that's where that money would have to be put in a bank account or do something where y'all can't, because it's gonna come off the next year's
Right.
budget.
Right.
We will collect it one year, but it wouldn't be able to take it off till the next year.
So y'all have to find a high interest account,
Yeah.
put it in.
We'd have a good reserve for
Yeah, I was gonna say, there'd be a good chunk of change sitting in the bank,
Yeah.
a good reserve.
gaining a lot of interest.
Well, this year, the loss, like I said, is $5.7 million that I used to roll back the taxes. So, now, if that floss was in, we would have had double that coming off. And that's 4.7, I think 4.7.
And we wouldn't be looking at a deficit on our budget.
Oh, no.
And the taxpayers would get a reprieve on a large portion of their taxes.
Right.
Plus, we could do a rollback and could possibly done a further tax reduction.
It's the way the legislators are doing. They said they was trying to do away with the property taxes, but they can't do away with property taxes because that's what funds the county, city, and school.
Right.
Right.
And so they put that sales tax in its place to offset the property taxes.
And then if we voted the other one in, That's gonna make it 7. 9, go to 9 cents.
Yeah, if you do a full penny, it'll be 9. If you do a half penny, it'll be 8.5.
Okay, y'all got any more questions for that?
I don't have any.
You got anything else for
No, I think everything been
And I
said.
do want to thank Billy because we've been working, we've had some issues and we've been working nonstop together.
Okay, Collector,
Thank you,
did a
Roger.
good job, we appreciate it.
Yeah, you and
Get the papers filled out to get that money coming back.
I will just as soon as they get all the mills rates done.
Okay. All right. We'll
so
get
have
that
a
note
date on the
already.
public hearing, have we?
You'll go to the
We're-
public hearing. with
We're
it.
gonna shoot for August 13th, but we'll text everybody a time.
August 13th. That we don't have a time yet.
Won't have time. If we can do it in the morning, we'll do it in the morning. If we can't, we'll do it that afternoon,
Okay,
And that's Thursday.
Thursday.
August 13th. Okay.
Mhm.
All
And
right, let's
but
get it
now if
fixed.
everybody, what's the date's Thursday? So if everybody will go look at your calendars when you get back, and if Wednesday is better, then we'll do it on
Okay.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Just y'all let us know.
Let's see. August the 13th on Thursday. Okay,
Guess we could call your
about
phone.
me, either day.
I think it's on my desk.
All right. Anything else on that? Let's go to B. Approval of the Rural Fire Defense Cooperative Lease Agreement and MOU with the Georgia Forestry.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners,
Every year thing, ain't it?
it's every, I believe it's 3 years, or is it
3 years.
5? We're actually doing this earliest. It's not due until 2028. However, there's a piece of equipment that was located, that was on this sheet before, that no one can locate. So they're just updating. They've hired a new inventory guy at the state, and he's wanting to update all the MOUs and the lease agreements. So we're going ahead and moving forward with it now to just update what equipment we actually have out there. That's Georgia Forestry's equipment.
Okay. Anybody got any comments on that?
I talked with James and the chief advisor. They explained what was going on with it. So.
Okay. We can't vote on it, though, can we?
Yeah, you can vote on
We
it.
can vote on this.
Yeah.
In this meeting, okay,
Yep.
we can. Okay, is any more discussion on it? Any more? Everybody knows what it is.
Right.
All right, let's vote on it. I hear a motion that we do it first.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the memorandum of understanding with the Georgia Forestry Commission.
No, I second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any discussion on it? Not, let's vote on it. Mr. Burris?
Aye.
Mr. Tindall?
Aye.
Mr. Lucas? Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Okay. C, approval to add resurfacing of 8 Mile Post Road and associated patching to the Beach Road, Lucy Moore Road, and resurfacing project. What happened on that deal right there is, we're going to get back to the 8 Mile Post Road, it was a misunderstanding. And the engineer accept all the blame for that. Put the one in the wrong place.
Yeah, it was bid out, well, it was started out in a bid, it was bid out to go
Yeah.
from Huckleberry to the city limits or Little Page. Then it was, recognized and learned that, that area, that particular portion of the road was newer than from Huckleberry to Old Shop. And I discussed the engineer with engineer to, about swapping and going from Old Shop Road and coming in 1.71 miles. I think that's what that distance was. And he said it wouldn't be a problem. We could do that. We'll just let the contractors know when we get started. And we also had some issues with the names of that road because it has Gibb Street, 8 Mile Post Road, Needham, and that stuff got kicked back. Well, in all the shuffle, the contractor never changed the the engineer never changed the
Starting and
the start and the finish on the paperwork. So the contractor got started. He started from Little Page to and went to Huckleberry. And when I got out there, he'd already had the first leveling course all the way down one side. And I was like, well, we can't stop now.
Now, I'm gonna have to say this,
so-
James, it was not, it needed to be done.
Right.
It wasn't something that maybe we did a year or so earlier than we wanted to.
Yeah. It had all the ripples.
It needed doing.
It just wasn't quite as bad as that next section.
Right.
So, and I talked to the engineer, and he said, he basically said that I'm sorry. He said I don't remember that. He said, but I take full responsibility. I said, well, no. I said, I'm part fault too because I should have made sure it got on paper, and I didn't. And that's what happened there. I said, but I learned a valuable valuable lesson is that next time we'll make sure everybody's on paper and that we had a thing. So, the beach and Lucy Moore Road is being advertised for bid or is going to advertise for bid. And so what I'm requesting is add this section of that road. And there's some bad spots on Needham Road, between Old Shop and South Plain Avenue, that we want to patch and then overlay those spots there. It's looks like the base or maybe I don't know. It's caving in pretty bad in some spots, so we're gonna do that as well while we're there, and then we'll be done out there. So the next page has your estimates. I talked to the engineer, so that seems kind of high, and he said that he did put the highest amount, worst case scenario estimates on here just to make sure they're covered on what the estimated cost will be. We have some money left over in 2025 LRA that will cover. We can put that. We'll cover this cost. Yes, sir.
Well, like I say, I guess with enough blame to go around everywhere, and so I want to commend you at least accepting whatever your part was in it,
Right.
And that's why I've always been a proponent of try to get everything down and right, and everybody kind of know, because
Yes, sir.
in the famous words of the warden on the what's that picture with Cool Hand Luke. What we have is a failure to communicate.
Right.
So that's what it seemed like we had a breakdown in communication where somebody was thinking one thing, but
Mhm.
Secondary.
That's right.
What was on the bid.
Well, it still needs to be done though.
58.
Yeah,
Well, that's what was
it
on the
needed to be
original
done.
bid.
So
I ain't shaking the bush though.
we still
Give me-
need to
I'm not
do
shaking
this
the
one.
bush.
Or eating 50 eggs.
Okay.
Let's put it on.
I don't know, eat 50 eggs, I might be shaking the bush.
Okay, being that, I hear a motion.
Chairman, I offer motion that we approve the resurfacing of 8 Mile Post Road and associated patching the beach and Lucy Moore Road resurfacing project. In the amount of, what is it, 310 change?
That's the engineer's estimates.
Okay.
So
Okay. Got a
Is
motion.
that counting the patching on the other part too? You said
yes, sir, that's the entire
300.
project.
Okay.
That's the, resurfacing the entire road from Old Shop to Huckleberry, and then also
And
the
and the
patches.
patching, okay.
Patches and overlay patches, so.
I got a motion. Did I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. Now, is there any more discussion on it? If not, let's, vote on it. Mr. Burris,
Aye.
Mr. Tindall,
Aye.
Mr. Lucas, Mr. Cox,
Aye.
the chair votes aye. Okay. Now, discuss adding left turn signal on Augusta Avenue at Albany Avenue. That, and I think several people, if you go in Augusta Avenue, you get to Albany. If there's a lot of traffic coming, this red light, the traffic goes, there's no turn arrow on it. And I sit on it one morning and watched it. It is a problem. There's no, if you don't get a break in the traffic, you got to wait till the next red light. You know,
I sat through 3 cycles the other day,
Yeah.
turning left.
it is a problem. Okay. Can the light something be added in the light or the computer? Can somebody do that?
We'll have to
Or-
have somebody look at it and see what the cabinet contains.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to add new lights, and possibly you can have to add new hardware or computer in the cabinet to add those
To add a
other
turn
signals to there. The lanes are there.
Yeah, yeah, but
So-
that light have to be, maybe in the computer, whatever turns it, and a delay in the other side.
Right.
There'd be more to it than just, John might know something about it, I don't know
I
about
don't know
turn
nothing
signals.
about turn signals.
I don't know about a turn signal either.
I think
We
my
don't have
truck is a
anybody
little
in here
late
that knows
for
that.
that.
I asked the engineer if they can kind of give me a estimate, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So
Okay.
the research I did, it kind of said it can be from anywhere from 30,000 to 150,000. Just depends on what's in that cabinet and what you've got to upgrade, and if you're doing the I guess traffic activated actuations or whatever. And then you got to have the timers and all that other stuff. So, but that was just ballpark figure,
So.
and that's just from the internet. So
150, we might have to put a police officer over there that's flag traffic.
might have to.
Four-way stop.
Yeah, four-way stop.
I mean, and that's just that's not knowing anything about that box. That's just saying what would be a cost or what could be the cost.
And it could be more than that, right?
It could be, but
Yeah.
I think the 150 was probably on the bigger end.
So, which is to say the $64,000 question. So, say if it's 100,000, we haven't even budgeted anything for that. How would we go about it?
The same thing, the 25 LRA.
Mhm.
We have some money left in that.
Okay, we could use it out of.
And I asked the engineer,
Okay.
could it be a LMIG project?
Yeah,
And he said, yeah, that definitely could be a LMIG
Okay.
project.
okay.
I do know we've always had a lot of trouble out of that red light there too.
Yeah, I know Michael spent a lot of time when he
Yeah, they
was
used
here
to.
with his computer out there on that box.
Yeah.
So
Well,
You know, that whole Augusta Avenue is confusing anyways. I mean, is it 2-lane or 4-lane? I mean, by the time you get from the Reese Center, if you're coming off of out from Jamestown to get to Reese Center, is it 2-lane or is it 4-lane?
Yeah.
People drive
Yeah.
halfway through the middle of it, and then you
it's
get
four-
down there where it does turn into 4 lanes.
Well,
and people still want to drive
It's
down the
according to
middle
what
of it.
time you going through there. If it's
I would
early in
tell
the
you-
morning, it's a 4-lane.
Yeah.
I tell you, by the markings and by the law, the only section that's 4-lane is from Carswell to Augusta. I mean, from Carswell to 82. The other section, even though it gets treated as a 4-lane sometimes, by an individual that got in a wreck there, what the person was cited for that went around them was basically improper passing because there wasn't 2 lanes to pass with.
Yeah.
And so it's actually 2 lanes on
Let me
everything
ask
but
something.
that one section above Carswell.
Now, when the bridge starts work over and stop all the traffic, there's gonna be a lot of
A lot of
traffic.
traffic on that road.
I've been
What would
saying
it take to make it 4-lane all the way to the creek?
Probably another foot of asphalt,
And
on each side, yeah, and striping.
I
So
mean,
I
I
don't
don't
know
think
what
that's
they,
gonna-
That
Need-
probably wouldn't be a bad idea to consider something like
yeah,
that.
I probably need to, well, we resurfaced it. Let me pull some of the plans and see
Yeah.
what the pavement width is out there.
And that would be from where now?
It basically from,
Heritage.
From the Reese Center
Mhm.
all the way through to,
from Gilchrist Avenue up,
College.
yeah.
I think.
Right
Well,
now.
yeah, it's, that road goes down to the middle school.
Yeah, where your
Right- right
divided
there on that
median
curve.
starts. It would go
Yeah.
out in the 4 lanes.
It's probably gonna, because when they start working on that bridge, everybody gonna come there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I wish it could be paved all the way around, but I know them that it can't be at the culvert, cause,
It's a
road
major
not
bypass
wide enough
now for
there.
trains on the track too,
yeah.
on State Street.
Yeah. Well, when they
Yeah.
shut down that bridge,
And,
every semi that don't turn on Scapa, guess where they
everybody
go?
going down Augusta Avenue.
Augusta Avenue.
And we're gonna do anything to it, we gotta do it right now, because
Yeah.
it ain't gonna be long before they're gonna start shutting that road down.
Right.
And
They are moving a little dirt.
they say they gonna run them through Cypress Street, but I don't believe they're going through Cypress Street. That's
There-
why it was paved for that,
Well, we paved Cypress for
the bypass.
the concrete truck and for Friendly Express, thinking that their tankers may use that road.
Yeah.
That's why we put a super paving on it when we done that one. But the official detour for that overpass is Scapa Road, US 1 to Scapa over the 82.
Yeah.
But I don't know who will take those. And that's why I worry about the big trucks. Is what I worry about going through there. Is getting the semis going through there, and it's
Yeah.
going to create.
You're gonna get some,
Mhm.
and then you're gonna get a lot of the residential business traffic going through there. It's
And-
gonna pick up a good bit.
And another intersection I would like for the commission to look at would be Wacona and Dorothy.
Yeah, you talked about that one.
That's a 2-way stop. I mean, it's a 1-way stop now.
Yeah.
You stop on Dorothy at Wacona,
Mhm.
but what's going to happen is the traffic's going to increase, and you're going to have people pulling out onto Wacona, thinking that, just assuming everybody's going to be turning on Dorothy when somebody's going to be going straight. And,
Yeah. Even though that dead end down there, I think it's like a cul-de-sac or something down there.
But there's
But-
another road that comes off of it, Mahan Drive, or I think,
Okay.
and it goes back and comes back.
But
to-
I know exactly what you're talking about right there on that
Mhm.
corner.
So
Mhm.
I've been approached by a citizen about that intersection there. The chairman and I looked at it and we thought, well, maybe if you pipe the ditch and move that lane over, but then you'd have to buy some right of way to make the radius work. So, and the other thing was I was going to see if it was okay with the commission to maybe go to the landowner on the north side of Wacona and see if they'll give us an easement to cut the bushes back. And because we'd have to cut all those bushes back there and then an easement for a stop sign, to put a stop sign there and and make it a 3-way stop.
I'm gonna stop sign on Wacona.
Wacona, make it a 3-way stop.
Yeah, because right now when you come off Wacona, you just turn, you know, but
Mhm.
on Dorothy,
Yeah.
you have to stop, but you don't have to stop on Wacona.
Yes.
Right.
Ideally, you don't want to stop traffic because it causes congestion. But in this situation, you want to deter traffic from going that way when the road's blocked as well. So,
Okay. I suggest that you check into that turn signal. Get us a price. Check with somebody to find out what it is. Are y'all satisfied with that?
Coming on Albany.
I don't know. Albany,
Yeah.
go ahead and see what it would cost us to add a turn signal in it.
I can get an estimate and then come back and then
Yeah,
bid it out.
get us.
I think it'd also be a good idea to check into what it would take to widen that
Widen it.
portion of Augusta to
Okay.
make it 4-lane to be in, getting ready for that bridge project too. doing it, cause it's gonna get backed up over there.
I agree with John on that. I'd
Yeah.
widen it and stripe it.
I mean, it shouldn't take much.
Right, I'll look and see what it is and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So, what, are you looking for 11-foot lanes, 10-foot lanes, or,
Yeah,
I mean,
Probably, yeah.
probably 11, is it 35-mile-an-hour zone, I think, through there?
Yeah.
I'll take I'll measure, I think our aerials are good enough in that area, I can measure what the, lanes are on the, between Carswell and 82.
Yeah.
See if we can match it.
Okay. There's a lot of traffic on that road. And it's a busy road.
We may have already
School
widened it.
starts back too.
Yeah, school
I
starts.
can't remember,
I mean, it's,
should have if we didn't.
because, well, I think it's been overlaid twice
Yeah.
in the last 10 years. I think.
okay. I don't guess we have to vote on that, that you just
Get a
go ahead and
price
give us a
on it.
price and then come back to us and let us know what we got to do. Okay, manager comment.
I had some, but I forgot what they were. I don't have anything, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, how about a commission? The
Oh,
commission,
I do have one. I
You
just
got-
want to let the commission know that the chairman and I have been out beating bushes on the grade separation. We've been out talking with some property owners down there and trying to get some headway on or to see if they're interested in selling, or if they're or what their positions are. And I would say the ones that most of the people we've met with so far has been interested in selling. We're gonna have to get appraisals done so that we can see, what their prices are versus what the actual appraisal is.
That's on Albany Avenue.
Yes, sir.
where does did those 24 appraisals we had, they're old, ain't they?
Sir,
The appraisals we had, that we talked with them on
they're from 2024.
2024.
Yes, we need to get up there.
And some of them's agreeing pretty much to where they at, maybe, we could live with what they said they'd take. And I guess what we're gonna need is if the commission agree to go, we gotta go ahead and purchase the property, let James go ahead and talk
Well-
to the lawyers and maybe buy that on this
Yeah.
side and continue right
Right.
on across the road.
I'm not gonna say the strategy out in the meeting, but the commission has agreed that we could purchase the
Right.
property.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I thought we'd already
We already
agreed.
Agreed.
We just
Down
gotta
that
get the
road.
To the
appraisals done
strategy
and
as far as
then
that goes.
Can,
go from there, because we discussed that in the executive session last time.
right.
right. Now,
Yeah, we already.
do you know when that appraisal may come in?
I'll get with the attorney today and we're going, basically what we're gonna have there is two different types of appraisals. Or two appraisals from two different appraisals as different certifications. So on the ones that were going to, that need the more complicated appraisal, like cost of business and all that stuff, we'll have to, have probably a DOT certified level 4 appraiser to go out and appraise those, because those are probably gonna go to court, right? I mean, so that you can
Yeah.
have somebody that can argue their values in court. And the other ones that are willing to sell, as long as they agree to the appraisal price, then we can just have, a different certified appraiser to do those. So that's what we're working on now.
Yeah, we need to give them, need to go ahead and buy the property as soon as possible, because there's a lot of work got to be done. They got to move out, they got to have time, we got to give them time. And then he says the project gonna bid 27, so we probably got
Right.
about a year right now for the project to be bid. So we need to act on it as quick as possible.
And we'll try, my goal would be to try to, have at least some agreements made with some of the property owners, before the end of August to get, maybe couple weeks into August, mid-August, have some that we can worked out, and then have the rest be worked on as far as doing what we gotta do.
Some we know it's gonna take a while, but some of them it's gonna go eat, agreeable, will go on.
So,
Okay, any more?
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to say that, I recently represented our county and our state at the NACO conference in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And, came back with some, good information that I'll be sharing with you guys, about some, different areas that maybe we can, have some discussion about doing things in our county. Talk with other counties, not only in Georgia, but with other states as well, to see how they're doing some things. And got some interesting information, and maybe even calling on some of those other commissioners in their different states to maybe share some of their knowledge that they've got on some pending issues that we're all kind of facing these days: taxes and values and cost of goods and cost of services going up and all that stuff that we just got through discussing with Roger. And so anyways, but I appreciate the opportunity to go and represent our county and our state. And anyways, just wanted to kind of give you a brief update.
Very good.
We appreciate you going.
Yes, sir.
I just got a question, Mr. Chairman. Thick Pen Road, have you heard any update on it? I've had people call me out there.
I have not, we've sent everything to the attorneys, the deeds, the plats, and so, that's another one that's waiting on, pretty much waiting on appraisals to come in, so. So,
Yeah, them roads need to go ahead and bid as soon as possible.
right. Yeah, and I think they've been shifting around based on trying to, which one's the most, urgent, so to speak. So, we got McDonald that we're trying to finish up. I've got some closing documents on those. We've got to, schedule with, when attorneys here to try to get some of those people in to, citizens in to, close on those. And then they're working on those and working on Albany Avenue. There's quite a bit of appraisals that has to be done. There's quite a bit of properties involved with all those. So, but they're working on those too.
Mr. Chairman, I did fail to mention one thing about that trip to New Orleans. One, I just wanted to let everybody know that was a reimbursed expense from ACCG, the trip. And nonetheless, I only bought one meal out. Rest of the time I ate the finger foods they had at the conference. So I had one meal that I splurged on. I had to get some crab cakes while I was there.
Hell yeah.
And but I drank water. So and I did charge out my Uber from the airport to the hotel, but I tried to keep expenses at a minimum and everything. But the cost of the trip is going to be reimbursed by ACCG through a scholarship fund they have.
It is, and everything that you've turned in, I think we're gonna be well below the allowed amount anyway.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. And also just let you know that the NACO conference will be in Savannah next year.
Right.
So it'll be good.
And
There's
and I appreciate John,
scholarship for that too.
being able to go to represent the county and state. And this is the importance of going to these different conferences so you can network and you can find out different things, because as they say, it's no use in reinventing the wheel. And
That's right.
sometimes you can go there and you can pick up on some good information and something that maybe can bring back to your county.
Yep.
So I appreciate him doing that. And like I say, I think that was the Jerry Griffin Scholarship Fund that they come up with to pay, or reimburse the counties for that. So I think that's commendable of ACCG, and also, for him going. And so anytime we have an opportunity to try to learn more, get some training, I think it can make us more effective and better commissioners.
It was available to all counties so that we would have better representation.
Right.
We got the, Mr. Nelson, we wanted to ask about the 1 cent, putting it on the
Plus.
referendum. Early, Can that, probably, I think he told me March would be as soon as we could do it again. For the splash.
And the response that I was waiting on,
Yeah, can we do it?
he told me there's not an instant answer, that he had checked with DOR and they're checking into it, and so we won't have an answer in the middle of this meeting. As soon as I get something, I'll let you know. When our current one would be up, what the specific dates.
Yeah, okay.
Cause I think it's up in 26 this year, isn't it? The one that we currently in, or is it?
The one that we're currently in was voted in 22. Collection began in April of 23. It was a 24 calendar quarters, which was made it a 6-year. And so there were some questions that Bill had that he's checking with DOR, and Bill being the county consultant for the KCCG.
See, the reason we did that though, versus, the regional went ahead and voted theirs in about 2.5 years ahead of time. And it came back in. I mean, they still got theirs ain't
You
even
don't
run
have to
in.
wait till it's
Yeah,
over to
They
vote
added
the
it.
next one in. You just can't start your collection, and that's what we're
Right.
checking on the next
Okay,
one.
okay.
She said we can't collect until the date, until that one runs out. But if you already got it voted in, then you don't have that space of time where you're trying to
Right.
get it voted back in. So would be a good thing to
It'll
start
just
now, go
continue.
ahead and try to get it voted back
So
in.
we don't have to wait till it's over.
Right.
Okay.
And
And
then,
under the current collection rate, looks like we'll be collecting the entire amount, in somewhere around December of 28.
Okay, and then we have to stop, right?
Yeah.
That's up in question as well. It used
That's
to
what
be
he
like that, but,
Yeah.
that's kind of, we got to look at that as
'Cause it
well.
used to be either the time expiration date or the amount expiration. I mean, once you collect that amount,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, pretty much.
I know that's why you always try to estimate more than what you would collect, so that you will not reach that limit.
Because he asked about excess funds, and I don't know
So-
if that's something that has to be in the referendum or in the MOU. That's another reason he was looking.
Yeah, so there's some things that we may find out this time that we may need to put in the next one.
okay.
So,
Well, and, you know, one thing we need to consider, you know, Roger was talking about the half penny or full penny sales tax to decrease the, property taxes. And, you know, if you're looking at putting two of them on the same referendum,
It's suicide.
Yes.
it's likely that neither one of them will
Right.
float. And so, just, you know, I think both of them are good, you know, make good sense.
Yeah.
You know, because I know with the SPLOST, we always that's how we get our, you know, a lot of our road projects done. That's how
Right.
we get a lot of our equipment purchased, where it doesn't have to come out of general fund. And then with that, that other sales tax penny that I can't remember what the acronym was for it, but
He called it.
P host or something
yeah,
like that.
but
Yes.
that one, obviously, you know, it's gonna come right off the taxpayers'
Right.
tax burden. So both of them make sense, but I'm just concerned that you put both of them on the referendum or back to back, it's just it'll cause confusion, and,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of times people get confused, they vote no.
Yeah, it takes off the,
And really, at the end of the day,
Homestead.
we still won't be going up with 1 penny because we already got.
We already got the 1 penny,
Right.
and it's just a renewal.
yeah,
Right,
if we renew
right.
this one, it'll only go up,
Yeah.
or either the half a cent or the whole cent,
Right.
the increase. Okay, is there any more?
I would like to say, Monday evening, I had the opportunity to tour the new, middle school, the Waycross Middle School, and it's very nice. We've come a long way since, my elementary days, but
Yeah.
very nice facility.
Good.
I went Tuesday.
And also, since Barry made me think about it, I attended the 4-H banquet. I think it was on Tuesday. And it's always a nice event, and see what the young people are doing and So it was well attended, and I appreciate, you know, the invite for being there.
And still get me some more roads for, the 2027 LMIG. I'm looking for roads.
Looking for roads.
Yeah.
Everybody got 2 miles of them, roughly.
Y'all,
Neighbors
your
Drive, remember Neighbors Drive?
You got that one, Mr.
okay. Get up a list, give it to her. All right, any more? All right, I'm gonna ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I
Second.
say,
Motion in a second. All in favor?
aye.
Meeting adjourned.